All right. And the last two here is actually what we're going to cover as kind of the tip of the week. I just want to show you guys the direction we're heading. And I did post a little teaser in the Facebook group. Basically, we're moving towards AI helping you guys create assets for your website, whether it be posts, newsletters, landing pages, offers, improving SEO, or creating SEO content. So this stuff is going to slowly start trickling in over the next few months. And we wanted to show you some of the first iterations that are coming soon and should be available to you guys also by the next webinar in probably the next 2 weeks. So we have two things to show you guys, some new wizards, they extrapolate some workflows that you already do in the admin, making it a bit easier. And then the first iteration of AI is creating posts with AI, and we can have some fun with that. I'll let you guys type in the comments what you want me to write a post about, and we'll see what the AI spits out for that. So you guys can already start typing in what kind of article or what kind of topic or a press release or any type of thing that you would create for a post. Feel free to type that into the comment. I'll start with the create wizards. I wanted to give you guys a sneak peek of what's cooking here. Let me just refresh this site here. All right, great. So we talked about the universal search here. What you're going to have soon is also this create drop down here. And I'll actually go through each of these so you guys kind of have a sense of the direction things are going and what to expect. We'll start with the most simple one. We've all added a member to our site, and it's that long form. You just put it in the name, the email, and so on. So we tried to simplify the process a bit and actually add some more conveniences in here. So when you add a member, just like normal, you're going to choose if it represents an individual or a company. And we'll just go and do this together. So we'll just do Jason, Jones, we'll do Jones Inc. and their phone number. And what's good about this is, and I'll show you when you get to the end, we'll do jj.com. One cool thing here is the password. There will be a generate password button, so you don't have to manually come up with one. You can see it, you can copy it, and so forth. So that'll be a nice convenience there. On the next page, you can choose if they're going to be active or not active on the site, if they're inactive. Also, you can assign a membership plan. If the membership plan has the option to send a welcome email, you'll see that here. So I think 3 does not have one. Yep. So we see that go away. And you'll have the option to choose if you want to allow duplicate email addresses. So maybe you know that somebody on your site has a member record, is a member with the same email. You can choose if you want to allow it or not. Also, you can connect the top level category and you can hit continue here. You get a nice review here, and we're going to create the member, and the member is created successfully. So at this point, we can go ahead and just create a new member. We can log in as this member. And yeah, the confetti is kind of fun too. Yeah, we can see here all the information's in. And then from here, as the admin of the site, you can go ahead and continue to add more information if you need to. Or you can just reset the form and create a new member again. So that's the create member one, pretty straightforward. The next one, I'm going to skip create post. We'll do that one at the end together because it actually has the most magic for us. Let's go to create invoice. Now, I'm going to go here. I think a lot of BDers don't know because it is so buried, and that is a fault on our part. And that's why some of these updates are coming. If you wanted to bill a member one time or start a subscription for them manually, you can do that. And a lot of us do know how to do that, but some of us don't. So if you wanted to, just create an invoice or bill a member, you'd have to go to search members right now. And then you'd have to go to payment history. And then you can click new order. And actually right now you're kind of stuck just choosing one of your membership plans to assign them to. With this new create invoice wizard, we can search for a member, just search for sample again. And we'll choose the first option there. Right here, we'll choose Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. All right. So what it asks you what type of billing. Now we can go the start a subscription route, and that's exactly what we were about to do with the old way. You would choose a membership plan, the billing cycle that's available for the membership plan. You can also choose if you want to bill them immediately or at a future start date. And then you can apply, this is new, you can choose to apply a coupon code you might have on your site to that subscription. But this is something new, the create invoice or request money option. And it kind of works like PayPal or Zelle when you just want to request money. What you do is you can just, you've already chosen the person. You can say SEO services and you can charge $100. And you can also say, nice guy helping you, $50. And this basically creates a one-time payment request for the person you're trying to bill. And what's cool about this is you can choose to capture the payment today. And if there's a credit card on file, the system will immediately capture it for you. So if you're talking to the customer on the phone, they have a card on file, but you can add one if they don't, but you'll be able to bill them. The power's in your hands to bill them immediately. Otherwise, you can set a future due date if you want. Maybe this invoice should be paid by August 15th. We do not want to capture the payment today. You can also include a discount. Maybe you told them you'll give them a $100 discount, and then we can hit create. So now we see that the review process is here. There's 2 line items in this invoice, the SEO services and the nice guy helping. And we see who we're going to bill, and we can go ahead and create the invoice. So the invoice is created. One thing we're going to tag on to the end of this wizard is the option to email the member as well, because sometimes you don't want to send an automated email. So that power will be in your hand if you want to also alert this person via email. So that's going to be new with this, and really excited about that. And the create coupon, if you have the easy coupon codes add-on, very helpful add-on, but there are a lot of settings. Let's actually go there together and look at the current settings when you're creating a coupon code. And a lot of them were from the request of BDers, and they all made sense. They were all good requests for coupon codes because people want to create coupon codes and they only want them to apply to certain purchases or certain members who have the privilege of redeeming those coupon codes. So we can do Jason 50 and it'll be a % discount. That's easy. So this part's easy. But when you get down here, you can choose what this can be used for. Signups, leads, digital products, paper posts. If we choose digital products, then we see all our digital products and we choose which members can use the coupon for which digital products. And honestly, this has a lot of utility and it's super useful because you might be selling digital products and you only want your premium members to maybe get it for free, right? Like 100% off coupon code for that digital product, only if you're a certain membership plan, and everyone else has to pay the regular price. So again, there is some utility in this. But with the new wizards that we'll be launching, it's going to just simplify the workflow a bit more. Let me restart this here. Perfect. So all what we're familiar with, we'll do David 100, and you can choose just like normal %, fixed discount. That's like $10 off. Price override is it just drops the price to whatever you want to override it to. So if it's $100, you can price override it to $10. We'll do % discount here, and we'll do 50 or 100 there. All right. So here is where it gets fun. You can now choose. You don't have to choose all those cumbersome settings. You can just say site-wide usage, and the coupon code will work on anything on your site. Of course, you can choose a start and expiration date when it will work, or maximum uses. So if you want to rush people to your checkout, you can limit it to the first 25 buyers get to use that promo code. But this is where the settings get a bit organized a bit better under specific usage types. So we do see the same 4 options here: signups and upgrades, leads and purchases, digital products, etc. But it's just a little bit easier to kind of see what you're doing here. So here's the different digital products. You can enable it. And then here you can choose which membership plans can use it for that digital product. So on-off switches, you can choose if the coupon is going to work for certain items and elements. And we're just really excited to kind of deliver this to you guys because I know it's going to bring some sanity to some people and some better understanding of what the platform is capable of. So here's the review page for the coupon code. It kind of gives you a synopsis of the settings you chose. And then also, we're going to start daisy chaining some of these wizards together. So we just created a coupon code. The next natural thing would be to send an email, share it on social media, or even create a landing page offer for it. And for those things, we're going to introduce AI to assist you guys with them. So you're not just going to create an offer or a coupon code, you're going to be able to actually promote it and get it out there into the world as well. All right. Let me look at the comments real quick. Has anyone been typing in any topics they want the AI to write about? That's okay. We'll get to that in a sec.
We did have one suggestion, a couple suggestions, but one was how a directory website can help that website's members grow their business. So how a business can attract more clients by being listed in a directory.
Perfect. All right. So we'll do that one for sure. All right. So you click on the create post wizard, and it's going to ask you what type of post you want to create. Generally, you're going to do an article, website article. You can also do classified ads. You can say, I'm selling my Nike sneakers. That's going to be useful when we bring this and make it available for your users to enhance their posts on your site. So if they're selling some Air Jordans, they can just use this tool on the front end and it can create a nice decorated classified listing as an example. So that's kind of the direction we're going in. But let's do community article. So we have to choose a member who's going to be the author. It's kind of just like choosing the invoice. So we'll just do here. And what's nice here is you actually see the status here. So maybe you don't want to make this guy the author of a post, but doesn't matter either way. So with this, you'll have two paths you can take with the post wizard. You can start from scratch. And what you'll do is we chose community article. The categories are here. Basically, you can put a title, and you can give it you can put your content here. So again, it's just as far as even if you're not using the AI, it is convenient here. And we'll just go ahead and publish that. Okay, that's it. The post is created. It took 2 seconds. We did it from scratch. You can then create a new post, which is super helpful. You can view the post on the site. There's not much to see here. It was just one word in the title and description. You can also copy the post link, and that'll kind of, if you want to share that. And again, when we do this later, we'll daisy chain some things that are useful, such as creating a social post, sending an email, or whatever makes sense for the type of wizard we're doing. In this case, let's go to create a new post. And of course, everything the AI creates, it's always recommended to come back and add your human touch on there. We've done our best to kind of make it as human writing as possible. Of course, what you input as well kind of guides as well. But adding your own personal touch and narrative, as easy as this is, probably will help in the long run by spending those extra minutes to do that kind of stuff. So if we go to generate with AI, we'll have a prompt here, and we'll take the gentleman's suggestion. Let's be more specific. I run a doctor directory online. We're going to excuse my spelling here, and I need an article explaining why doctors should be listed to be found in my directory. Include success stories, why it's better than Google alone. I don't know, include deep analysis and be really persuasive. Ask the reader some questions about where they want to be with regard to being busy with clients. Now, the reason I wrote all this is I've actually tested this. I just said write about a trending topic, and it does an amazing job. But I've learned if you give it more context, it's going to kind of create a better result. So that's the input. We can even tell it like include large images with captions throughout mixed in. So I'm just throwing that out there. So you can choose the tone. So I personally see the influencer tone works the best, but we're going to do persuasive on this one, and we'll make it promotional. The length, this is a minimum length that it will target for. Again, you may not want the longest article in the world. Again, if it's a classified listing for some Nike Air Jordans, you probably want something that's, just a few hundred words to, a couple paragraphs. But if you want some long form content and you're probably going to edit it afterwards, the long length works well. And the engagement is basically how clickbaity do you want your title. So if you want it to be totally irresistible, you can go 10. If this is a professional article for, for science or whatever it is, you can do just facts. And then optionally, you can choose to include images or not. What does it do when it includes images? Based on the context of what it is writing about in real time, it will attempt to include images that relate to the article topic. You can always swap out the images with the stock photo library that BD offers you guys, or you can do no. Again, if it's a certain type of listing, you're asking for a social media post, you don't really need all the images, but let's just include it as a yes. And I'm going to come back to the video link and the ad links in just a minute. We'll just go ahead and generate this with AI. It takes about 20 or 30 seconds to cook one of these up. And again, we're looking to have this available to you guys in the next 2 weeks. And I just kind of wanted to talk to you more about what those settings do. So once this is released, you guys can wrap your head around, how to get the best results for the tone and voice that you want from your articles and content. But let's just give this another moment here and we'll see what it spins up for us. And again, I'm crossing my fingers. We're on the webinar. Hopefully it is a good result for us. All right, it should be popping up right now. There we go. I'm going to zoom out real quick. Okay, so doctors, get more patients now. Why being listed in our directory beats Google every time? That's good. We didn't even include the name of the directory. We probably should have done that, but we can see here. So again, it attempts to find images that fit the topic. Sometimes it does miss the mark. I've had to do articles on like best honeymoon destinations. Those articles come out 10 out of 10, like perfectly. But let's just keep scrolling down here. I'll show you how we can swap out the images later. Why our directory brings you more patients. And here's kind of like a karate image. Here's what the captions. Doctors in our directory report more new patient appointments each month. Google alone doesn't deliver the right patient. So real success stories and how our directory makes you stand out. So these are kind of some dark pictures, but what we can do very easily is when we see this, hit the stock photo library tool, and we could just search for happy doctor. And that'll solve all our problems here with kind of the drab images that it chose. So we'll just drop an image here. Okay, perfect. Already the article's feeling a lot better. Questions every doctor should ask. It's a pretty long article here. So again, this is great. You can make that long article and then you can cut it back. And let's go back here and let's go to YouTube real quick because if you have a video for your article where you're just adding a random video from YouTube that kind of complements your video and that kind of keeps people on your site a bit more. Let's see if we can do here. Doctors get patients. Let's get a little video here. Okay, great. Now, sometimes if the video, let me stop that. All right. So sometimes videos are copyright protected, like they don't want it to be embedded. Generally, 99% of all YouTube videos, they encourage you to embed them around the internet. That's the #1 tool for it. So what you can do is there is a video link option here, and you have 3 choices with that. You can have it at the top, the middle, or the bottom. Start at the top first, and we'll regenerate the post. Right now, what's happening is I went back a step. What we'll be releasing after this is released is a remix option. So if you did like the article output, you don't have to come back and have it regenerate in an entirely new article. You can just suggest changes you want to your existing article that it spun up. And that'll be a lot quicker. And 2, you'll be able to save the good output that it did in the first place for you. Also, while we're doing this, let's duplicate this one more time. We can cook up a couple of them at the same time. Okay, this one already came up. And here we could see the video is now at the top. And it really makes a difference when there's a video included in the article. And it's smart. It knows not to like put an image immediately after a video. It'll add some paragraphs of text. We can also ask it to include bullet points. You can get creative with the types of elements you want to include in the post. There are some guardrails on this one specifically not to create a full-on landing page with the post, but it does have a lot of freedom to include things such as videos. And one more thing that's going to be a game changer with this, the video is nice, but let's go back. And what we're going to do is we can actually tell it to include links. What's important in articles, either internal linking to your site or external linking to sources that you kind of want to link out to, or you promise them a link. But being able to do that quickly is really, really important and really helpful. So you'll be able to add up to 5 links. I'm just going to use that same YouTube link just for the sake of showing it here. And you can choose the link text you want. You could say, join our site today. List your practice, and some of them you can leave blank. And what you can also do with the links is choose if you want to open in the same window or if you want to open a new browser tab when they click that link. So I'll just do these 2, same window, and the other one's new browser link. So I'll let that cook up one more time. And David, did we get any other topics that anyone wanted an article on? We can give it a spin.
We did get one other suggestion. It wasn't that specific, but it was for generating a press release. So maybe the Doctor Directory website wants to put out a press release.
Perfect. All right, let's do that. Right. Official press release. Release for the launch of my Doctor directory called Date a Doctor. Do they have that one? I don't know. On this site, you can find medical professionals. That's a good one if no one made that one yet. That's a date. All right. It's just like Tinder, but only doctors and medical professionals allowed. Explain how it will be disruptive. And we're accepting early investor seed money. Okay, so let's do that. Let's do it professional. And we'll do this one as a news article. We'll stick with the length. Engagement, we'll do 5. We don't want it too, jokestery. And images, we'll do no images because we don't need to. And of course, I'm showing you what you can do with the links for now. Let's do the YouTube video, but do it in the middle of the post, just so you guys can see how that feels when there's content pushed in the middle of the post. Let's generate that.
And while this is cooking, we did get a great question from Don, who's asking, where do these posts show up on the website once they're generated?
Perfect. Great question. So just like I did the sample with the 1-word test, it is just like you can choose if they're publish or draft mode. So you don't have to publish it live every time you use the tool. You can set them all as draft and then come back and re-edit them till you're ready. But right here, I'm on the articles feed of the website. We can see that sample one that I created is right here at the top. And we'll also publish these other 2 that we're cooking as well. So let's go back to the doctors one, to joining the doctors one. And let's see the internal links we added here. It says join our site today and stop missing out. So it already included the link there. Huge value. And we can come here, list your practice. That was another choice of the anchor text that we chose. Let's see what it says. List your practice and join the doctors who have already grown their practices with us. So it kind of knows exactly what the context is when you provide the anchor text. And then we did 3 more links, but we didn't provide the anchor text. Let's see if it decided to include it. I did include it. It did it as a full URL here. And the other one, also full URL. This one, it chose to repeat with list your practice. It even added frequently asked questions about listing at the bottom. We didn't ask it to do that. And it's just firing off links in the articles, which is awesome. And if you don't want them, of course, you can just, where's that delete button? Oh, there should be a trash can button here for the link, there it is, unlink. Okay. So there it is. So great article. Let's actually go ahead and publish this. which takes half a second. Okay. So Don was asking where it shows up on the site. It's immediately available on the site if you've chosen to publish it. And there it is right there. And we got some more doctor images here. This one was weird. It kind of, I think this is a bit, yeah, the image is a big rectangle image. It just has a bunch of negative space. So good stuff there. Let's switch to the datadoctor.com site. So Data Doctor, this is the press release, the exclusive dating platform for medical professionals. Okay. Is now live, opening doors to singles who want to meet and date licensed doctors. Okay. A new era in online dating. Data Doctor stands apart. It's a little more dry and professional, but that was what we chose, right? We chose a professional article. We didn't do the clickbait engagement to 10. So it's really pared down and toned down, more sticking to quote unquote facts for this one. Let's see what it says. How datadoctor.com sets a new standard. Disrupting the dating industry. These subheadings are great. And again, we can ask it to include bullet points. We can ask it to make comparison tables. Let's actually do that. I have not actually specifically done that. Include a comparison table about why it's better than, what are they? Tinder and I don't know, what's the other one? Bumble. Okay. Or there you go. Let's see what it does with a comparison table. I actually haven't tested that. And actually, let's go back here also, and let's do one more sample post here. We'll go create post, and let's actually do the classifieds one. Let's do those Air Jordans that we've been talking about. And if anyone is selling Air Jordans, put it in the comments there. I am a shoe collector there. I do like to collect those. All right, so
And
selling, yeah.
Matthew Brooks, co-founder and CTO here at BD, he's joining us. He said another great tip. We can actually tell within this prompt, tell it to generate the article in another language like Spanish. So it doesn't have to be in English, these posts that are generated.
It will actually, you're not even going to have to tell it that. It's going to know your website's main language. It's going to default to that once. That was a great point. Yeah, it's going to default to that. So whether you're in Mandarin Chinese, German, you can ask it to do anything. But let's actually do it. Selling my Air Force Ones from the 90s. Mint condition, right in, let's do German. Okay. And let's actually include images. And let's just say, keep it short, 3 paragraphs. I can sort paragraphs. No. I think with AI, honestly, guys, I think I was telling David, my brain goes so much quicker than I'm typing, and I get tripped up on the words. But it's important to take a moment and actually try to spell those words right. All right, so let's generate with AI here. And let's also publish this one, the Data Doctor one. We'll go down to the bottom here. Oh, it did the comparison chart. There we go. So it has done a comparison chart. And I don't know what it's comparing, but we'll publish it and we'll take a look at it on the live site. So this already looks like a press release. Again, no images. We did include that video on purpose in the middle of the article, and it chose somewhere in the article to post it. And yeah, we can see here comparison of Data Doctor versus Tinder and Bundle. So yeah, these would obviously be better with icons or check marks, but we can see it's already done a comparison table there for us. All right, let's go back to the sneaker. Air Force Ones in German, so I'm not going to try reading that. I did ask for about 3 paragraphs, and it gave us a bit more. But yeah, I like this one. They got some sneaker pictures in there. It says Air Force, so it got some airplane fighter jets as well. But again, it's on us. We can edit this article, and we can just delete all this. And yeah, we can have that post right there. And look, it's got some Nikes in there. And all the images are coming from royalty-free stock photo library. So they're perfectly safe to use and have on your site with what the AI is providing. All right, so I can ramble on for this. I want to save some time for the Q&A. Also, tons of fun. And also, this is just the beginning. As we mentioned, when you post an article, what do we want to daisy chain to that? Promote it on social media, right? Or copy the link and email it to a friend or a member or something like that. What's also cool about this, we've done tips of the week on how to write spotlight articles on your members. There's going to be a spotlight feature on this where you choose the member that you want to be written about with the spotlight article, and it will generate that for you. Of course, you can further edit it and give it a user prompt, but basically you just pop in the member's URL link and it will spin you a nice decorated article for that member that you want to showcase, and you can put your little twist on the user prompt as well. But again, your members should love it. The point of the directory for a lot of directories is an advertisement for professionals in the businesses. So that's just going to make things a lot easier. And also, you can sell that as a boost, right? With the manage offers, you can make, a spotlight article, something that you sell for $50 or something nominal where the member is going to raise their hand. And that will be another revenue driver for you guys as well. So cool stuff coming. Again, there just aren't enough hours in the day, but we are trying to push as quickly as we can. I think the next month or two, we should see some huge strides, and we really want to get this into your guys' hands because you can benefit so much from it. And that's what we want, is we want you guys to be successful with your project.